What up, everyone? Welcome back to the Price to Sell podcast. I'm energetic today. It's Matthew Campoli here, and we're going through another solo episode today. Got amazing feedback on the last one. Love bringing the guests on, but I also like to go on a couple tangents here and there. And the beauty of these ones is they're only about 15 minutes long. So, some quick nuggets for you guys. I'm going to get right into it. Before I do, please, if you find value in this podcast and you feel that it can help someone, maybe an agent, maybe they don't have to be an agent, someone, send them this podcast, share it with your friends. That's all we ask in return for what we'd like to bring you guys and the value we bring you guys. It's just a little share, shout us out, post us on your socials, give us a 5-star review. That's literally all we can ask for, nothing much. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. It's growing quickly. The really good community that's being built off this thing. I am humbled. Big shout out to the team, the squad, Neighborhood Creative. I would shout Dean out in the background there, but we don't even like each other, so kidding. Well, he just told me that off, but thank you, Dean. You're the best. But anyways, we'll dig right into it. Today, I want to talk about just like one thing I've done really well without really even knowing it. But now I feel like I've gotten it down to a science. And a lot of people have asked me to speak on this topic, and a lot of people have asked me how I've done, how I've gotten to where I've gotten in terms of building my brand. And I want to share about what it looks like to become an attraction agent. So we're going to get into topics like, and this is all part of your brand building, but the most important part is authenticity and being able to attract business to you. Instead of going out there running around like a chicken with his head cut off, feeling desperate or having commission breath and running and trying to get all this business. Wouldn't it be cool if you could just get it straight to your lap or into your inbox or your email or just a phone call? And that's what an attraction agent is. And it's simple, but a lot of us have a hard time digesting the idea of being ourselves. So I want to get into a little bit about how I used to be growing up. Always a weird kid, single child. Don't have brothers or sisters. I have a half brother. I have a half brother now, but we didn't grow up together. So grew up on my own. Had to entertain myself. I was weird, make random noises. I'd just yell in a room, just to preoccupy myself. But I was also very shy and awkward, I would say. Super skinny, lanky. My friends would always make fun of me because I was skinny. So I had no confidence at all. Went through that ugly phase for a very long time. And essentially, people look at me now, they're like, there's no way you were shy in the past. But I was. I didn't talk. I played sports my whole life. I was always the quiet kid in the change room. But I had a problem with being myself. And I wasn't comfortable being myself. So I came off as shy because I was just scared to put myself out there. Because I'm like, oh, what if people don't like it or people make fun of me? And I used to get bullied. I did. And it wasn't fun. So that definitely took a hit on the confidence and all that. So growing up wasn't like, it was great. But I wasn't able to be my true authentic self because of my own fears of being myself. I feel like a lot of people carry that with them, even at an older age, And I feel like the quicker you can just realize, screw what everybody thinks. No one will ever be like me because you are your own individual self. You have your own quirks and ways of going about life and doing things, and that's just authentically you. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, I picked up the confidence later on in life. I started hitting the gym, grade 11. I was like 114 pounds soaking wet. And then, by the end of high school, it's like 130, 140. I'm like sick, put on like 15, 20 pounds. Starting to have a little bit of a bicep. And that confidence translated into other things, getting that, I'd go out and I could wear like decent clothes and like filled it out. And like people start paying attention. Women would start looking at me. I was 19 years old and holy shit, I never experienced this before. So all these things, and I was able to, like with that confidence, I was finally able to just be me. And it's funny because I spent all of high school just trying to fit in and be like the cool kids. And all that did was show that how much I was faking it. Like people can read when you're trying to be someone you're not. They could just smell it off you. It's obvious because you're not being your authentic self. You're not living in your true alignment. So that was just like, unless I was with my close group of friends, which can all tell you they can't stand me. I'm the most annoying guy in the world. But that's just who I am. And essentially, so now back to business here. That's enough of my story, but actually I'll continue my story. So getting into the real estate space, I had a lot more confidence. Okay. Big gym guy. Seeing a lot of I started my barber business, and people were just coming to me because they loved being with me as I was cutting their hair. They loved when I would crack jokes in the middle of a haircut. They loved just me being me. And I didn't even know how much people would resonate with me. I always thought, like growing up, like I thought the complete opposite. No one's going to pay attention to me. No one's going to like when I crack a joke. No one's going to laugh at me. So I started to build this confidence, like, shit, I could just be myself. And then I got into real estate, and I just brought that into the real estate space. And again, it's not like I did it on purpose. I feel like I went through that, that difficult portion earlier in my life where I overcame those fears. And here I am in real estate, just being myself, posting videos, just doing stupid, funny things, and being myself. And people are resonating with it. And I'm getting calls like, hey, Matt, like, you look like fun. I want to work with you. My agent's uptight, or I just don't feel like I can't vibe with him or her. Like, I feel like we can have fun, like looking for condos together. I want to work with you. That's when I started to click. Like, okay, I'm doing something right, but I'm not even trying because I'm just being myself. Okay. So authenticity. Show your true colors. You're going to attract the people you actually want to work with. You're probably going to filter out the people you don't want to work with. You'll wake up every day loving life because you're just being yourself. You're not trying to be someone else. Right? Prime examples of this. Adam Sandler. When he's in a movie, he's Adam Sandler. Jim Carrey. When Jim Carrey's in a movie, he's just being Jim Carrey. Seth Rogen. Literally the same character every time. But these guys are just themselves, and they're being rewarded for it, right? Because they're not scared to put themselves out there. They're not trying to be someone else. And they're actors, which is the funny part. It's ironic. When you're able to live in this flow, because you're just waking up every day like, okay, I'm being myself. I'm doing what I love. This is great. That's called the zone of genius. And the zone of genius is a unique set of abilities, skills, talents that an individual has that they're not only naturally good at, but also passionate about. Okay? So it's a set of skills that someone's not only good at, but also very passionate about. It's an area where a person excels and feels the most alive, fulfilled, and in flow. And if you guys ever experienced flow before, you're like, whether it's like you're on a task and before you know, you're just done everything. Like your brain is just operating, it's working, like ideas are coming and flowing and everything's just clicking. That's when you're in flow. And the more you can operate in your zone of genius, the more you can just be your true self. Like, I'm not an analytical guy. So if I have to build an Excel sheet or run a performa, like I'll have someone help me with that because that's not my zone of genius. I'm certain things in real estate that I don't like to do. And I'm okay with that because I've accepted that, and I'll outsource it because it's not my power. My power is being in front of people, shaking hands, business development, coming up with ideas, marketing. I love that stuff. And that's why I wake up every day like excited because guess what? My day is full of all the activities that I want to do, right? I'm not trying to go and be the person I'm not. I'm not trying to go and run numbers here. I'm not trying to go and talk about construction. That's just not who I am. Doesn't mean I can't help people with those facts because I have the network and the team behind me to help me with these things. But I'm not scared waking up. I'm not nervous about things. Like, I just take on the tasks that I want to do. And I feel like that's launched my career, tenfold. Oh, hello there, my fellow real estate enthusiasts. Today's episode is brought to you by the one and only Waryah Law, the law firm that's the best in the biz when it comes to closing deals. These guys are not your grandmother's law firm. They complete same-day status certificates and purchase agreement reviews so you can put in your offers without care in the world. Plus, they're digital, so you can have virtual closings across Ontario. Talk about fancy. And get this, they're available 7 days a week. That's right, no rest for the wicked. They even speak over 8 languages, so there's no excuse for any lost in translation drama. Waryah Law works hand-in-hand with real estate agents and mortgage brokers, so you know they're the real deal. They'll make sure your transactions are smooth and work around the schedule to get those closing docs when you need them. So if you're looking for a law firm that's not only exceptional, but also makes closing deals look like a piece of cake, Waryah Law is your go-to. Check out the description in the episode to learn more. So another thing on the zone of genius, when you're operating in your zone of genius, you're able to make your greatest contribution to the world and experience a sense of purpose, meaning, and joy. However, many people do not fully tap into their zone of genius due to limiting beliefs, fear of failure, or societal conditioning. And this is a problem. I mean, a lot of us experience that. I have agents come up to me all the time like, hey, like, you know, you make a lot of good content. Like, what's your secret? I'm like, there's no secret. I just do it, and I'm being myself. You know, like a lot of people have problems getting in front of the camera or feeling comfortable to just be themselves. Like, you know, I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but it's a true thing. And it's like, it sounds like it's easy to overcome, but it's actually not. So if you're able to take steps towards that, then, you know, I feel like a lot of you listening out there, you're going to experience the successes. You're going to experience the fruits of your labor by just being yourself. So I'll get into how to figure that out, okay? So how do you figure out what your true authentic self looks like? Number one, explore your values. Reflect on the things that are the most important to you in life, your core beliefs and principles. For me, it's making people laugh, building loving relationships, giving back to my community, okay? That's what I like to do. Number two, identify your passions. These are things that you enjoy and that make you feel the most alive. Again, for me, it's helping people. It's doing stuff like this. It's podcasting. It's going to a room full of people, meeting every single person there and getting to know them and building a relationship, getting an Instagram, getting a phone number, you know, that's what I like to do. And those are my passions. For you guys, it might be completely different, right? But you need to identify that. Number three, consider your strengths and weaknesses. So like I mentioned before, I'm not good at putting together an Excel sheet and running performance and running numbers. Like I have guys to do that for me or girls to do that for me, right? So if you're trying to be all these things, you're going to be stressed out. You're not going to feel good, right? You may not feel the happiest. So as soon as you can identify what your pain points are, and you can outsource those, and you can just live in your true alignment, the faster you'll grow. Number four, pay attention to your intuition. So this is a big one. Listen to that inner voice and pay attention to your feelings and instincts. What feels the most true and authentic to you? So people say it all the time, you know, I have a gut feeling that this will happen, or, you know, I feel it in my gut that this might not be the right move for me. Chances are that intuitive feeling exists for a reason, right? Can't explain it. I don't know how that shit works, but every time I've followed my gut has never steered me wrong. And the times I've gone against it, there's always been some sort of backlash or resistance. So again, not sure how that works, but you as a human know where you feel the most alive. And that's in your zone of genius. That's being your true authentic self. And that's living in your alignment. So it's only up to you guys to figure that out. Number five, embrace your uniqueness. So this is a huge one. I can't be Bob or Joe or Dean or anyone. Like I just won't be, you know, like I'm always going to be Matt. So embrace your uniqueness. This is your true self, and your true self is unique and individual to you. So don't ever forget that. Embrace your strengths, your quirks. I have a lot of weird quirks, imperfections, and don't try to be someone you're not. And that's essentially it. So if you can relay this authenticity through your brand and social media, I can assure you people will resonate. People just want the real you. Don't overthink it, and you can enjoy the results of just being you. So, in summary, that's pretty much it. That's the thing I've done kind of by accident. Like I mentioned in my story earlier, I went through all those, you know, harder times, high school, late teens, early 20s of just trying to be in the cool crowd or like trying to be someone I'm not. And then as soon as I just built up a little bit of confidence with me, I started to do some self-work with myself. I started to show up as my true self. And I could have not even told you back then. If I had told you, if someone said, Matt, or if I thought to myself, Matt, you walk into that room right now full of people that you want to be like, and you just be yourself, I would never have told you that those people would like me. I would think they wouldn't, because I just had this limiting belief about myself that I'm too weird or I'm like quirky or awkward. And I showed up like that because that's what I believed in. Now I just don't care. And I show up wherever I go and I just be myself, right? And it's most people and a lot of people resonate. And if people don't, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that either. You're not going to be best friends with everybody, right? You can't please everyone. That's another lesson I had to learn too. Stop being a people pleaser. So Hope you all can resonate with that. I feel like this is a big one, especially in our industry. For those of you out there who are looking to build your brand and become an attraction agent and have business come to you rather than consistently trying to go out there and get it, this is a hack. You'd be surprised. It's one of those things that you just don't think is true until you experience it yourself. So if I can give one piece of advice, it's to be as authentic as you can, show up as your true self, and reap the benefits of it after. If you guys have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Again, want to shout out to Neighborhood, my partners on this, for always giving me their space to record, putting this all together. I love you guys that are consistently watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the solo episodes as well. Just some upcoming things. We're going to start doing things in panel style, so we won't be on the couch for some episodes. I'm going to bring on, maybe 2, 3, 4 guests, and we're just going to hit some like trending topics, right? Whether could be topics on strictly TikTok, could be with like people who excel in it, could be topics on, the market, interest rates, a bunch of builders at a table. Like it's gonna get fun. Want to try and bring you guys more information than just the one-on-one interviews, which I'll still continue to do. But that's about it for me. If you guys could, please like, subscribe, share it with your friends, family, and grandmother. And I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much.